Welcome to our channel, where we turn complex contract clauses into clear, actionable insights. Today, we're delving into the world of FIDIC contracts, focusing on a crucial aspect that can make or break international projects, Clause 14.15 on multi-currency payments. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, understanding this clause is key to mastering financial management in the global construction arena. So, are you ready to unlock the secrets of managing multi-currency transactions with confidence? Join us on this informative journey as we break down Clause 14.15 of the FIDIC Yellow Book 1999. Get your notepads ready, because this is going to be a learning experience like no other. Let's dive right in and demystify the complexities of international construction contracts together.
Clause 14.15 addresses the essential aspect of currencies in payments under contracts. This is especially pivotal in international projects where dealing with different currencies is the norm. Let's break down this clause to understand its impact on financial transactions. Firstly, the clause specifies the currency or currencies for payment, as named in the appendix to tender. This is a critical step for setting clear financial expectations right from the start. If the contract amount is in local currency, the clause details the proportions and fixed exchange rates for local and foreign currencies. This clarity is vital in reducing currency-related disputes. The clause provides guidance on specific payment types like provisional sums and adjustments, ensuring each is handled correctly in the applicable currencies. It also outlines how damages and other payments to the employer by the contractor should be made, in line with the agreed currency arrangements. In cases where the contractor owes more in one currency than due, the employer can balance this with payments in other currencies. This ensures fairness in settling accounts. Lastly, if no exchange rates are stated, they are determined by the country's central bank as of the base date. This provision prevents disputes by providing a standard method for exchange rate determination. Understanding Clause 14.15 is key to managing financial transactions in international construction contracts. This clause ensures clarity, reduces risk, and fosters fairness in multi-currency dealings. Let's explore when Clause 14.15 becomes pivotal. This clause comes into play in scenarios where multiple currencies are involved in the contract payments. It's particularly crucial in international contracts, where parties from different countries may need or prefer payments in distinct currencies. Understanding this applicability is the first step in managing multi-currency transactions effectively. The process begins with a thorough review of the contract documents, especially the appendix to tender. This review is essential to identify the specific currencies stipulated for payment. Based on the contract's terms, payments are allocated in the specified currencies. This includes various contract elements like work completion, damages, and other relevant financial aspects. If necessary, exchange rates are determined following the clause's guidelines. This step is crucial to ensure fair and accurate currency conversion. Subsequently, payments are executed in accordance with the specified currencies and exchange rates. This step is where the financial transactions materialize, adhering to the contract's terms. Finally, the process involves balancing accounts. In cases where there are excess amounts in any currency, adjustments are made as per the clause, ensuring equitable financial management. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the intricacies of FIDIC contracts and their application in real-world scenarios. More insightful content is on the way.
Let's delve into the purpose and implications of Clause 14.15 in the FIDIC Yellow Book 1999. This clause is the cornerstone for managing financial dealings in international contracts involving multiple currencies. It lays out a structured framework for currency allocation, exchange rates, and payment methods. Its primary goal is to ensure financial clarity and mitigate risks related to currency fluctuations. This clarity is pivotal for smooth financial operations and cross-border construction projects. Let's delve into the purpose and implications of Clause 14.15 in the FIDIC Yellow Book 1999. This clause is the cornerstone for managing financial dealings in international contracts involving multiple currencies. It lays out a structured framework for currency allocation, exchange rates, and payment methods. Its primary goal is to ensure financial clarity and mitigate risks related to currency fluctuations. This clarity is pivotal for smooth financial operations and cross-border construction projects. The clause mandates that payments be made in the currency or currencies named in the appendix to tender. This specification sets the foundation for all financial transactions under the contract. In cases where the accepted contract amount is only in local currency, the clause defines the exact proportions or amounts for local and foreign currencies, along with fixed exchange rates, as stated in the appendix to tender. The clause also details how different payments and deductions are to be handled in various currencies, providing a clear guideline for financial transactions. For damages specified in the appendix to tender, the payments are to be made in the currencies and proportions outlined therein. It also covers payments made to the employer by the contractor, specifying that these should be in the currency in which the employer incurred the expense. The clause addresses situations where the contractor owes more in a particular currency than what is due from the employer, allowing for recovery of this balance from payments in other currencies. Finally, in the absence of specified rates in the appendix to tender, the clause defers to the rates prevailing on the base date as determined by the central bank of the country. Moving on to interaction of Clause 14.15 with other clauses. Clause 14.15 directly links with Subclause 14.3, which addresses interim payment certificates. It specifies that payments and deductions under this subclause should adhere to the currency provisions of Clause 14.15. This ensures consistency in interim financial transactions. Clause 14.15 also harmonizes with subclauses 13.5 and 13.7. This interaction dictates that payments related to provisional sums and legislative adjustments are managed in the specified currencies, aligning with the overall financial framework. Though not directly referenced, the management of advance payments and their repayments under Subclause 14.2 inherently follows Clause 14.15's currency stipulations, ensuring uniformity across all financial transactions. Financial claims and disputes under Clause 20 must consider the currency provisions of Clause 14.15. This is crucial for resolving financial disputes, providing a clear basis for settlements or awards in the specified currencies. Lastly, Clause 14.15 intersects with subclauses 14.10 and 14.11, dealing with final settlements and payment certifications. This ensures that the final financial dealings align with the predetermined currency arrangements, facilitating a clear and consistent conclusion to the contract. We are not done yet. More insights into the intricate workings of FIDIC contracts are coming up. Stay with us for further exploration into these critical clauses and their practical applications in the construction industry.
Main points to keep in mind when employing Clause 14.15, Currencies of Payment. Firstly, it's essential to identify the specific currencies named in the appendix to tender. This understanding forms the base for all financial transactions under the contract. Be cognizant of the proportions of local and foreign currencies and their fixed exchange rates, especially if detailed in the appendix to tender. Recognize that payments under specific subclauses, like provisional sums and adjustments for changes in legislation, must adhere to the currency provisions of Clause 14.15. Understand that damages payments, as specified in the appendix to tender, should align with the stated currencies and proportions. Be aware of the clause's provision for recovering excess amounts in any particular currency from payments in other currencies. If no exchange rates are specified, the rates prevailing on the base date as determined by the central bank are applied. Ensure consistency and clarity in all financial transactions, including interim and final payments, as per Clause 14.15. Align all financial aspects of the contract with the currency provisions of Clause 14.15 to prevent discrepancies. Prepare for potential impacts of currency fluctuations, especially in long-term projects. Finally, ensure strict adherence to the currency provisions to avoid financial disputes or contractual breaches. As we continue to unpack the complexities of FIDIC contracts, stay engaged for more insights on navigating these critical clauses effectively.
Essential factors in implementing Clause 14.15, Currencies of Payment. First and foremost, fully understand the currency specifications as outlined in the appendix to tender. Know precisely which currencies are designated for various types of payments. Adhere strictly to the proportions or amounts of local and foreign currencies and the fixed exchange rates stated in the contract, especially those specified in the appendix to tender. Apply the appropriate currency for payments and deductions under different subclauses like provisional sums and adjustments for changes in legislation. Manage damages payments meticulously, ensuring they are executed in the currencies and proportions detailed in the appendix to tender. Be adept at managing scenarios where the contractor owes more in a particular currency than what is due from the employer, enabling a balanced recovery from payments in other currencies. If the contract doesn't specify exchange rates, use the rates prevailing on the base date as determined by the country's central bank. Engage in thorough financial planning and risk management, considering potential currency fluctuations and their impacts on project costs. Lastly, ensure that all financial transactions strictly comply with the currency provisions of Clause 14.15 to prevent disputes or misunderstandings. Sequence of interactions related to Clause 14.15. Start by reviewing the contract, with a focus on the appendix to tender, to identify the specified currencies for payments. This initial step sets the foundation for all subsequent financial interactions. Determine the proportions or amounts of local and foreign currencies and establish the fixed exchange rates as outlined in the contract. This is crucial for maintaining financial consistency. Apply the appropriate currencies for various types of payments, including provisional sums, adjustments for changes in legislation, and other deductions, in line with the relevant subclauses. Ensure that damages are paid in the specified currencies and proportions. This adherence is vital for contractual compliance. Manage situations where there's an imbalance in payable amounts between the contractor and employer in a particular currency. Efficiently handle the recovery from other currency payments. In the absence of specific exchange rates, refer to the rates prevailing on the base date, as determined by the country's central bank. Throughout the project, manage all financial transactions in accordance with the currency stipulations of Clause 14.15, adjusting as necessary for currency fluctuations. At the project's conclusion, ensure that all final payments and reconciliations strictly adhere to the contract's currency requirements.
Detailed explanation of flowchart. Begin the process by thoroughly reviewing the contract to identify the specified currencies for payment and any related conditions. This step is essential for setting the correct financial framework. Next, establish the proportions of local and foreign currencies and determine the exchange rates. These could be as stated in the appendix to tender or as mutually agreed upon by both parties. Ensure that all payments and deductions are executed in the correct currencies and proportions, in line with the contract's terms. This ensures financial accuracy and adherence to the agreement. Handle damages payments meticulously in the currencies and proportions outlined in the appendix to tender. This precision is key for contractual fidelity. In situations where the contractor owes more in a specific currency than what is due from the employer, effectively manage the recovery from payments in other currencies. If the contract doesn't specify exchange rates, revert to the rates prevailing on the base date as determined by the country's central bank. Continuously manage the financial aspects in compliance with the contract's currency requirements. This includes regular monitoring and adjustments as needed. Conduct the final reconciliation and ensure that all payments are made in the contract currencies. This final step is crucial for a clean and compliant financial closure. The process concludes once all financial transactions are completed in accordance with the contract's currency specifications.
As we wrap up our detailed exploration of Clause 14.15 in the FIDIC Yellow Book, we hope you found this guide insightful and invaluable for your professional growth. Your support is what fuels our journey in providing educational content like this. So, if you're keen on navigating the complexities of international construction contracts with ease, why not join our community? Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Your engagement not only motivates us, but also helps in sharing this knowledge with a wider audience. Are you ready to be a part of this learning journey? Let's dive into more such content together. Remember, every click counts, and your support is our greatest encouragement. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more educational content.